So I recently made a video, and I'm probably gonna upload that either that one first or this one, talking about solo leveling. About a week ago, I started that show because I thought, hey, I haven't watched anime in a while. I'm rewatching Hajime no Ippo, but I've already watched it. I rewatched Death Note. I haven't watched it in like a decade. So I'm rewatching a lot of old anime. I started watching Dragon Ball again, and I was like, there's no new animes out there that are really calling to me. I started watching Solo Leveling. I loved it. I don't know if you watched that video, but you should. And I was on YouTube, and you know how the CIA are always listening to us because they know when we want to do something. And I thought I should probably watch this action show, which is Solo Leveling. I'll continue to watch Hajime no Ippo, which is like a retro show. And, I should probably get something more like soft hearted, maybe like a comedy. So I started watching Sokomoto Days on Netflix, but I didn't really vibe with it. I was like, it's fine, but it doesn't have a lot going for it right now in those first couple episodes. So I was scrolling through YouTube, and I saw my good man, your boy Roshi, which is probably one of the biggest anime reaction channels out there. He does other reactions to movies and to other series, but anime is like his main reaction, how he started. And he does video game content. He's a really big content creator in the YouTube space when it comes to reactions. I saw like a 25 episode playlist for a little show called The 100 Girlfriends That Really, 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 Really Love You. And I thought, hey, this is like a fantasy, uh, this is like a fantasy rom com thing vibe that I'm getting. And then when I read a little review, it was like, oh, it's like a harem comedy flipped on its head. So they're making references to all other shows and movies and pop culture, and it's really meta, and it like flips the harem thing upside down. I'm like, okay, I need something more lighthearted to kind of get through all these other animes, so I'll slide this in. I watched the first season in one sitting.
Huh?
Not because I thought it was fantastic. Don't get me wrong here. I just couldn't get my eyes off of the screen somehow. Was it the funniest thing in the world? Nah, definitely not. It's beautifully animated, and the plot is so fucking stupid. I'll give a little spoiler here because unlike Solo Leveling, this show is like, honestly, I was watching it and I watched that first season. I was like, there's no way they can't. They It's like that Jesse Pinkman. You can't keep getting away with this. Like, it's ridiculous. So the whole plot of the show is that there's this god, uh, obviously in this world, that controls somebody's soul or the soul part of their love. So they control the love aspect of their soul, and they're the ones that decide, or he is the one that decides how many soulmates a person can have in a lifetime. And different people have one or two, maybe three soulmates that they can meet in a lifetime. Sometimes people have one. Some people maybe have zero. I don't remember. But he was like, it's so meta, or they try to do the whole meta thing, where he's like watching a TV show and he accidentally writes down 100 in the pamphlet or of our MC. So this guy gets 100 soulmates, and he is rejected 100 times before the whole soulmate thing kicks in. So he's like the nicest, pure-hearted, nice guy you could ever meet, just a pure soul. But he's destined to have 100 soulmates. And if these soulmates do not meet him, they will die. So, in retrospect, this guy has to have 100 soulmates, 100 women. I'm not sure if it's just delegated to women. Point is, he's got 100 of them, and if he doesn't get them all, it's like Pokemon, they'll die. So by the end of the first season, the guy has like six soulmates. He has the really bubbly personality, and the girl's like really horny. He's got the angry chick who's a little bit more rough but cutesy when she wants to be. He's got the little petite librarian that's mute that talks with her phone. He's got the silent assassin type that doesn't show any emotion. She's like a computer, right? She's my favorite, by the way. And he's got like this morphing one that has like a virus that she created because she's a scientist, where she sometimes turns into an adult and sometimes she's a child, which is my least favorite one of the bunch. Every plot of every episode gets more and more ridiculous, but it's pretty much broken down. He meets a soulmate in the first episode. He meets two of them, and then the next episode they go on a date. So that's pretty much how the season is broken down. He meets a soulmate, gets her to fall in love with him. They fall in love, and they go on a date. And the way that it works is when you lock eyes with your soulmate, you immediately love them. So if you're walking down the aisle in fucking school and he saw one of them and they locked eyes, it was like immediately, bam! They had like a lightning strike, bolt, bang! And they were in love, and that was it. And they had one date, and they were together. So he would have to build his harem and let all these girls know. I was like, hey, I'm gonna get a new girlfriend, and I'm gonna get a new girlfriend. And they were all like, oh, whatever, fine, another one, and then another one. As long as we can stay with you, we're good. That's the whole personality. When it comes to the girls' like objectiveness about the whole situation, they're like, oh, as long as we can be with you, we're fine. Like, this guy is like the last fucking Coca-Cola in the world. But since it's their soulmate, they can generally do whatever, and they won't care as long as he is with them. This show isn't that funny. If you're looking for a harem show because you're one of these guys that really like, ooh, it's gonna have what I want, it's gonna have that fan service, it really doesn't have it. There's minimum to no fan service in this show. If you're one of those guys that likes it, there's very little comedy that could really like get a chuckle out of you. Like, it's not the most well-written show, definitely not. And then there's aspects of it that are actually kind of fucked up. I'm going to go into major spoiler territory here. By the end of the season, one of the girls is taken by her mother. The mother is like this rich countess, and she had her child very young. Her soulmate of that time died of like cancer, for example. So somehow she got inseminated. She got pregnant at 13 and was able to have the baby in honor of her soulmate's death. Okay. Getting a little weird there, the whole 13-year-old, whatever. But whatever. She gets taken by her mom, and obviously, the main character is like, I can't let this happen, I have to prove my love to her, blah, 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 blah. They break into the mansion, the entire fucking group breaks into the mansion, it's like 5 of them. Him and his little harem of girls. Cool, right? And then something happens in the episode where his eyes get fucked up and he loses his vision. And he has to go through this whole obstacles of getting to her. When he finally gets to her room, because it's like a whole mansion, he gets taken by the mother's guards. He gets put through like a lie detector test. I don't remember if that happened after. The point is that eventually he starts crying because the mother explains what happened. The whole insemination, the death of her soulmate, raising her daughter alone, and that's why she's so protective. Blah, blah, blah. The dude starts crying because he's a little pussy. He's one of those main characters. And his eyes start clearing from whatever chemical he had. And he fucking looks at the mom, and they lock eyes, and she's one of the soulmates. At that point, I just paused it. I was like, nope. There's no way. There's no way somebody sat down and wrote that and was like, yep, print it. Because I think this is a manga. And they're like, ship it. Take it out there. I don't understand. And I was so perplexed. I was like, I have to finish it. So I finished the season. Turns out, she joins the harem.
You what?
2 of the harem characters are mother and daughter. So he has a relationship with her and her daughter. She's like in her 40s, like 13. The character's probably like 60. So she's probably in her mid-30s. They look identical, but one of them has longer hair. There's no way this was approved. I get this is Japanese, There's no way somebody saw this and was like, yeah, there's no shot this was Crunchyroll. My boy Roshi watched 25 episodes, the first 2 seasons. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way it can get worse. They're like 16-year-olds. They're not that old. I started the second season. The first new soulmate, because again, there's gonna be more of them, is a middle schooler, and I was like, nope, can't do it. Enough.
I'm sorry, what's that?
So I went through a journey this week, watching peak Solo Leveling, and then watching The 100 Girlfriends That Really, Really, Really Love You, based on the fact that your boy Roshi watched the entirety of the first 2 seasons. I skipped to, I think, the finale of the first season. And I skipped to the very end of the reaction. And the first words out of this guy's mouth is, man, I love this show. It's so funny. I love this show. I'm like, okay, I'll watch it, you boy. It's funny. You love it. You're pretty good at recommending animes because you watch them on your channel. That's it. Should I tell you to not watch it? No, watch it. Like, you this is something to be experienced. Because it's weirdly fucking addicting. Again, it's not that funny. The plot is ridiculous. There's 0 to no fan service, so you can't even get off on that if you're one of those guys. It's just the plot is so ridiculous, so you're always like, there's no way they can top this. And then I don't even know what happens in the second season. And frankly, I'm kind of dreading knowing. I don't know if I'm going to watch it, but I just had to get this out. It's a 12-minute... Enough. Enough!
Your mind's gone, woman. Where did it go? I don't know. It's gone.